Now that we have left the EU, we begin a new chapter in our history. Strengthened by a decade of economic recovery, we will step forward with confidence into an era of unity and renewal. We will level up, decarbonise our economy, and back business. Our world-leading financial services sector will play a crucial role in this. From leading centres like London and Edinburgh to regional hubs in Leeds and Birmingham, financial services are integral to our country. The sector helps drive our economy, employing more than 1 million people across the UK, two-thirds of whom are outside of London, contributing £127 billion to our economy every year, and bringing in over £75 billion in taxes that help fund our vital public services. As we level up the whole country, our financial services sector will help create jobs, innovate, and boost investment around the UK. It's also a great British export, and I am determined to keep it that way now and in the decades to come. From next year, we will have the freedom to make our own rules outside the constraints of the single market and customs union. And as the Prime Minister has set out, we want a future relationship with the EU where we work together in pursuit of common interests. What does this mean for the financial sector? First, we will pursue fulfilling the joint commitment that the UK and EU have already made to conclude a full range of equivalence assessments by June 2020. As we leave the EU with the same rules, achieving equivalence on day one should not be complicated. Of course, each side will only grant equivalence if it believes the other's regulations are compatible. But compatible does not mean identical, and both the UK and the EU have at different times recognized the importance of focusing on regulatory outcomes. We will no longer be rule takers, but we remain committed to the highest international standards of financial regulation and to shaping global rulemaking. We may choose to do things in the same way as the EU if it works for the UK. But there will be differences, not least because as a global financial centre the UK needs to keep pace with and drive international standards. Our starting point will be what's right for the UK, to protect our economy and to ensure financial stability, which is why we have already announced that we will implement the Basel III and 3.1 standards in the upcoming Financial Services Bill. Second, we hope to agree a chapter on financial services in the UK-EU Free Trade Agreement that establishes a baseline for the trading relationship. This should establish regulatory cooperation arrangements with the EU that facilitate dialogue and reflect the degree of access between both markets. If the EU, like us, wants a durable relationship, we should also include measures to directly address the long-term needs of industry for a reliable equivalence process. This would provide the certainty on. For more on this story, visit the news article link.